What's up, guys? Today we are here at the Shit Podcast with a very special and important guest. He is one street league champion and he has one of the most beautiful laser flips in the game. He is Sean Jordan.
Next in, Dashawn Jordan needs an 8.6 for first. Oh, and he makes the...
What's up, Dashawn? How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
All right. The skateboarding community wants to know more of you. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Name's Dashawn Jordan. I'm from Chandler, Arizona. I've been skating for about 12, 13 years now. My other hobbies are music and stuff like that. It's a blessing to be a part of the skateboarding culture. It's done a lot for me as a person and just in general with opportunities I've got to experience throughout it. It's amazing. The culture brings a lot of people together, and here I am talking to you guys all the way in a different country, and that's just a blessing to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Thank you for that greeting, Dashawn. So tell us, what do you prefer for your skateboarding career? Skating contest or skating in the streets?
I do them both, actually. I love them both. I actually love maybe street skating a little bit more than skating contests, just because it's just like a different feeling, and it's what skateboarding like is all about, and it's just overcoming those battles mentally and physically, and just the growth aspect and adapting to that side of skateboarding. But contests are pretty fun. We all enjoy it when we win, but it's win or you lose when you're street skating, it's still a great feeling no matter what. Just like pushing yourself and going outside your comfort zone. So I would say definitely I do both, but I definitely love street skating and video parts more.
Yeah, amazing video parts. So tell us, Dashawn, let's talk about contests. What do you think? What is the thing that you hate the most in the contest?
I would say I hate getting nervous. I always get really nervous when I'm skating contests because a lot of people and stuff. But that would probably be the only aspect of skating contests I hate. But I've been trying to work really hard to like getting that under control for my mental. But other than that, I kind of love everything else in skating contests other than just getting nervous.
Yeah, that's true. And talking about the pressure, how did you handle that pressure? Can you give us an advice for handle the pressure in the contest?
I would say for me, I try to flip the switch on of just like being confident, having fun. Like I would normally skate at a skate park or something, like just kind of just relaxing myself. And I started skating with music during contests just to like take my mind off of thinking about what's going on around me. And yeah, I would say I just literally try to just think of it as like a normal session, just have fun and just like be relaxed and not be tense and just kind of like flow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is better, to think that, okay, I'm going to win this, or maybe just I'm going to have fun and it would be nice?
Yeah. I kind of go the have fun route just because anybody can win the contest, so it could be anybody's day. And I like to go in with a very modest and humble outlook on the whole situation, and just knowing that like I'm there to have fun and just let kind of everything else fall into place. But I feel like as long as you're having fun, then like you will adapt to the contest and just, you know, what you have to do on and off your board, and everything will go smoothly.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. So talking about the contest in which you have been, what do you think? Which is your favorite?
I would say probably Street League is my favorite one, just because the contest format and how they do it. It's a super fun format, and it's a great contest. A lot of people definitely elevate skateboarding in the contest aspect with what you see and what people are doing. So I feel like it's definitely a contest that allows you to push those barriers and think outside the box and go for it.
And what do you think about the experience of skating in Tampa and skating in a street league, if we make a comparison between them?
I would say Tampa's harder just because it's like an all-run. There's no like single trick, so it solely depends on like how good you could put together a run. And like coming up skating Tampa Am was actually really hard because like everybody's so good in Tampa. Like, you know, even the pro one gets a little bit more chiller, but Tampa Am, everybody's so hungry. And so like the competition is high.
True.
But I would say that was probably like the most like hard and probably stressful contest just because it's like you want to do good and everybody's so good. So it's like the level of talents are like super high nowadays too. And so, yeah, I would say that's probably the difference between Street League and Tampa.
When do you feel more pressure in the Tampa Am that you won, or in the first Street League?
I would say Tampa Am, the one that I won, more pressure just because like you trying to break out of like what the category you're in within like your skating. It's just like, you know, you want to move to that next level and you want to break out that box and put a stamp on your talent. And so you have a lot to prove. I mean, in general, all the time, but Tampa, you really go there with a lot to prove to show that you can compete or skate at a higher level.
Is it going to be enough? Is it enough?
88.3 is the score to beat.
Dashawn Jordan in the lead right now. Yes, Dashawn.
Yes, great performance at Tampa Am in 2016 and great performance at the Street League the next year. But what do you think about the difference between your first participation in the Street League and the third one? Did you feel more comfortable for that time?
Yeah, it definitely felt a little bit more normal because it was like my third season, I think it was. And so I was a little bit more used to everything, the format, competing with the people I was competing with, you know, some of my favorite skaters and stuff like that. So, that amped me even more, and like I had a lot of fun. I had homies there who were keeping the vibe strong. Ashad was there. He's always good times and good vibes. So like that definitely amped me. And so the first one, I would say I was like definitely more nervous because I was still had something to prove, you know, like I got there, but like I had to show why I was there and why I belonged there. So like after I kind of got past that, it kind of got more mellow and relaxing when I made it in.
Yes, excellent performance at the Street League. But what about the Olympics? Are you going to represent the U.S. the next year in the Olympics?
Yeah. So I know. So right now we're all still competing. I'm like, they take 3. I'm the 4th American, but like I'm very close to 2nd or 3rd American. So when we back up with contest season, everything will resume, and I'll just have to like bump up a few, like 1 or 2 more, depending on where I want to like be. But that's the goal. Right now they're saying it's next year, so we'll see how, you know, everything goes and stuff like that, and see what foot things take off on when we get back to normal. But it's everything, I feel like it's still up in the air because nobody knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's true. But in this time, are you skating? Are you practicing?
Oh yeah, it's fun because now we're getting a lot of time to street skate and stuff. Like, so film and all that has been pretty fun and stuff, being able to film more for video parts and stuff. So everybody just kind of like right now taking advantage of being able to street skate without having to be so cautious and of contests. Like, we're able to just street skate and just like, you know, have a lot of fun right now. So that's what we're all doing, trying to film video parts.
Okay, that is what you are doing right now. And at this moment, are you having some extra training for your physical condition, you know, to get the physical condition that is needed in the competitions?
I wouldn't say I'm having extra training. I'm trying to be consistent with like my physical health, like my body and everything, but also mental. And I'm like skating and making sure everything is still like fluid and everything, and making sure I'm still having the things, you know, my tricks there. But I would say it's probably more beneficial to start training harder again as we start getting closer to like knowing what's going to happen. Because if you're trying to do it right now, I feel like it's kind of like too far out to be trying to stay on top of like training and practicing, you know.
Okay, well, Dashawn, and what do you think? Let's talk about the consistency, very important quality for a skater. What do you do in order to get the consistency for the sequence that you do in the competitions?
I feel like it can come from any type of skating, street skating or skate park. Just feel like, I mean, I would say just doing the tricks you like to do, doing the tricks you want to do, just making sure you're doing those at least a couple times a day, you know what I mean? Just passing or just having fun, just being confident, really. And I feel like a lot of confidence can come from street skating, and that can also help being consistent with those tricks. But yeah, I'd say just skating, like in general, a lot will help with all of it. Not really, I don't think a specific training to the tricks is like super, super beneficial. It helps, but just being consistent with skating in general is what's going to help.
Okay, skate every day, basically skate every day. So do you think that it's better to practice the consistency in a skate park more than the streets?
Yeah, skate park for sure, just because every street league course is like a skate park. It's all perfect, so it's pretty convenient to like practice in a skate park that kind of resembles what the street course will be for the next contest.
And do you think that it's better to have a calculated sequence for the contest? Like, okay, I'm going to do this obstacle and then that, or just being spontaneous? What works more for you?
I would say having a technique and being spontaneous, like when you need to. Like, definitely good having a strategy, but when you can and you can afford to, you should. Like, it's always fun to kind of be spontaneous when you're in a position to be able to do that. But it's also very smart to have a technique. But I say if you can find a good balance between both, then it's pretty good.
Okay, but for the contest, do you have in your mind clear the tricks that you are going to do to make?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, more so like you'll have a formula, like going from qualifiers to semis and semis to finals, and then when you get in finals, that's when you can kind of more have a routine and be spontaneous.
Okay, that's pretty nice. I'm curious about the street league that you won in Chicago in the 2017. In which moment did you feel more pressure? When you were to try your last trick, that I think that was 360 flip to 50-50?
It's a big drop right there. Dashawn Jordan, 6.1 for first. 360 kickflip, 50-50.
Or in the moment in which you were waiting for the judges' score for Naya, because Naya was like the last skater in that contest. What do you think about that pressure? Because we're like, oh my god.
Go. Nope.
I would say it was more pressure waiting to see the scores, because I didn't know that Nija had one more try. So like, after I was done and like everybody was done, he was the last person. And we were just like, everybody was watching him like do the last try, his last trick, and then when he missed it, it's kind of like that pressure was like off of me. You know what I mean? It seemed more of a reality that I was gonna win, so I like soaked it all in. But it was definitely, that was more of the more like pressure moment, was like watching him try his last trick.
6.7, and Dashawn Jordan is the winner of the 2017 SLS Nike SB World Tour Chicago stop.
For sure, I can imagine that. Well, Dashawn, let's talk about street skating. What is your favorite trick? The trick that you said like, okay, I'm pretty proud about landing this trick.
Probably my Hollywood high session, when I did 270 lip and laser flip that day. That was probably one right now. That's probably like the most that like stood out to me, because I like did both of those the same day, and I had been planning for a year to do both of those the same day, and so it was cool to like land both of them and walk away.
Okay, that day you landed the laser flip and the 270 lip.
Yeah, first was the 270 lip.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was it in your plans, because you did the 270 in the 12 stairs and then you go for the 16 stairs? And was intentional? You did the 270 in the 12 stairs to get like the power?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I did it on the 12 to get me like hyped to do on the
Yeah.
16. Like it was kind of all like my momentum was good and like my whole mental was like good doing that. It made me feel confident doing it down the 16 if I did down the 12 like that.
Yeah, the special bar was filled. Okay,
Yeah.
I understand that strategy, and I think that it works. But in that moment, you, a security guard, come to the spot and said like, "Hey, you need to quit of this."
Yeah,
Was that?
I think he was like a principal or something, and so we ended up leaving just because like I always respect when a security or somebody comes and tells you to leave because they're just trying to do their job. So I don't like to go against the grain.
Yeah.
And so we left and we came back, and then when we came back, it was like a pretty mellow session after that, and so we were able to like get both tricks, and you know what I mean, and leave peacefully. So it definitely was a great feeling.
Yeah, definitely a great feeling. In that moment, was very less tries in the second session after the security guard. You were with the power, you feel the power.
Yeah, it was less tries and it was way smoother. I didn't have the pressure of like somebody telling me to leave and still trying. Like it was refreshing to just come back and just start trying it again.
Okay, yeah, very gnarly movement in that moment. And I remember another trick that is very gnarly, and is the front support slide that you did in the barracks.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that trick? How was that experience? Because it's dangerous. I don't know. A lot of things come to mind when I see that trick.
Yeah, that was probably the scariest trick I ever tried. It was pretty scary. That was pretty like definitely spooked me trying that. And I was stoked to land it, but that's definitely was a mental battle for sure.
And were you thinking in that moment, before you arrived that day to the spot, you were like, okay, I'm going to do a front support slide? Or you were skating and in a moment you said like, what if I do a front support slide?
I was skating and the homie was like, you should try the gap front board it. And I was like, I don't know. And then I started like alling by it and like alling close to the rail. And then like, I was like, I think I might be able to do it. And then like, as I started trying it, I cracked my board on one try, so I had to change my board. And then I started trying it again and finally got like back into it. And then, I ended up just landing one. And then I was stoked I did it because it was definitely super scary.
Yeah. And how many tries took?
I'm not sure. Like maybe actual trying was maybe like 10, maybe. I was pretty blessed to walk away from that one pretty safe.
Okay. Yes, as you say, it's a mental battle. If you trust in your tricks, you don't have to be afraid.
Exactly.
Are you planning to do a laser flip in another spot? Maybe El Toro, maybe Davis Gap. I don't know.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna retire laser flips off of stuff for a while. I like to always switch it up, so I don't think I'm gonna be laser flipping anytime. Laser flipping out of spot anytime soon. I think that I'm gonna leave that trick to rest on Hollywood.
Okay. So Dashawn, tell us, what are you thinking in more projects in your skateboarding career? Which is your next project? Obviously the Olympics, but are you working on a new video part?
Yeah, I got a video part dropping in a few months. Like I think around 2 more months, I got a video part dropping that it's been done like since earlier this year, but I just been waiting to drop it. So that's gonna drop in like 2 months, and then I'm also trying to start filming for another part. Hopefully get it done by the end of the year. So that's kind of like where I'm at as far as like video stuff. Like I got a part done, and then I started a new part. So maybe I can get those 2 out before the end of the year. But that's kind of like my whole mental thing right now on my projects and stuff. Yeah. Super.
Okay, this is a random question. We want an advice for laser flips. What do you think? What is the best advice for getting that trick?
I'll say my advice is I just scoop hard. Like I put my heel kind of like a little bit like I hang my foot off the board, my front foot, and just like kind of grab the edge with my heel, and then I just like try to pop high and just scoop as hard as I can. I don't really worry about the flip. I just scoop. I scoop and it's like a pressure between the heel flip and the scoop, and I just scoop it and just let it do its thing. You know what I mean? And then like I try to land it, but that's kind of my advice for laser flips: is just scoop.
Okay, so do you think that it works to learn it in a gap? You know, to having the space and the time to be like in the air?
Yeah, I learned it on the hip.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned it my first time doing it. I learned it on the hip, but then after that, it was more easier for me to like do it off of stuff because it gave the board more time to spin and flip.
And you learn the laser flip first, because sometimes when we did like a big hill, it's more easy. But you learn first the laser flip?
No, I was doing big hills and then I learned laser flips.
That's nice. And what do you prefer, kick flips or heel flips? Because I think that you have both.
I like kick flips.
Kick flips?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I told you, Dashawn, that you have to do a trick in El Toro between tre flip and laser flip, which trick did you choose?
I'd probably choose laser flip.
You trust more in your laser flips more than in your tre flips?
Yeah.
Or depending on the spot.
Yeah, it's just like it just feels like an easier one for me to do down something big like that. Is, you know what I mean?
Okay. So, for example, in that gap, in the Chicago Street League in 2017, were easy for you to do a laser flip more than a straight flip?
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty nice, Dashawn. And talking about that, you were saying that you skated with all your favorite skaters. What do you think? What is the best skater to watch? The skater that impressed you a lot, that you say like, oh my God, he's so amazing.
I say like in my generation, Dashawn for sure.
Okay.
Dashawn really amazing to watch skate. And all the OGs like are always great to skate. I love watching their footage and stuff. But probably nowadays, like who's more like present, who's like, you know, in my generation, is probably a shot for sure.
And why is that? Because of his flow and his style? What is the quality that you see the most in a skateboarder?
Style, flow, trick selection.
Okay. And speed? Do you think that speed is very important?
Yeah, just enough speed, not too much. I like just enough.
Okay, can you tell us about your childhood and how did you learn to skate back in the days?
I just it was a group of friends that I hung out with who like just skate in the neighborhood. They always try to do a lot of stuff, and I just kind of like followed what they were doing, and they all started skating, and so I thought it looked fun and cool. So then I got into it, and like I didn't know about skating, so they were like good to me, and so like I didn't learn more about skating until I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, and I saw more skating and went to some of my first skate parks, and then I just kind of grew up that way. But I didn't grow up skating. I kind of grew up playing like a lot of sports and stuff like that, and skating just like stuck with me, and it just like started going far, and so I just kept doing it.
How could you describe competitions before Olympics and now? What difference did you see before and after?
They were more fun, and every contest had their vibes. Now it's a little bit more serious for some people, so the energy at contests are more intense and not so much fun.
As you say, everybody's hungry. Everybody wants to be in the top, and it's difficult. It's very competitive. Okay, for what reason would you say thank you, skateboarding?
For the experiences. It's allowed me to travel, it's allowed me to grow as a person, it's allowed me to meet amazing people. And yeah, I would say that That's the reasons why I would say thank you skateboarding.
Why street is so important for skateboarding? Between vertical skate and street, what do you think?
Street is just like, it's very just like, it's the culture, like just the, being a menace, going to skate places you're not supposed to skate, just like, just those battles in street skating. It's just a lot of adaptations that are like, that don't make it perfect and harder for you to like grasp your mind around. And when you can overcome that, that's when you've developed true love for skateboarding.
What kind of experience did you have to pass to be the person that you are right now?
Just battles, and you know what I mean, like just mentally, just like breaking out of the shell of like believing in myself and being confident. I had to experience a lot of like ups and downs to get past those moments and remember why I started skateboarding and just continue to love it for that and not money or anything.
That's great. And have you received support from your family from the beginning of your career? Always?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Always.
Everyone supporting your career.
Yes.
And from the beginning, you thought that you were going to be someone in the skateboarding world. And from what moment did you think like, okay, I'm good at this?
I never thought like that because I didn't know about skateboarding. I kind of just learned through experiences, and then I would say I started realizing it could become something or get more serious when I got my first sponsors. That's when I was able to just focus more on skating and not focused on like learning how to or getting money to buy shoes and stuff. I could just have fun and only worry about skating.
And you live in the US. Do you think that in every state are the same opportunities for being a professional skateboarder?
It's a little harder in some places, but if you're hungry enough, you'll make the opportunities present. It's all just got to work hard.
Okay. What do you think about the value that we give to the tricks? Why do you think that a laser flip is more than a tread flip? Or what do you think about that?
I don't know. That's a hard question. I think they're all amazing. If you could do anything on a skateboard, it's pretty amazing.
So in competitions, maybe a laser flip is more than a tread flip. Do you think that is because it's more weird to have a skater that do a laser flip, or because it's more complex? Or
maybe it could be a little complex, and it's just about how many people are doing it, how good you make it look and all that stuff. So a lot of just different components play into just having a trick. A lot of things, it gets graded on a lot of other things as well.
Right. Okay, we're about to finish with this. We have some random questions and that's it. These are quick questions. What do you prefer, a skate park or a street?
Street.
Ledges or rails?
Rails.
Switch or nollie stance?
Switch.
Okay. Hip hop or rock?
Hip hop.
Compete or skate with friends?
Skate with friends.
Okay. Talking about rails, I want an advice. We want an advice. We see that you have the over crooks and the frontside crooks pretty nice. What do you think? Is more easy to learn first the over crook, the backside over crook, or the frontside crooked? What do you think?
I would say backside over crook, because you have to like get a good balance and a good pinch on your truck, and it's all about just like how you position your body to be able to hold them, or you know what I mean, and grind. So I'd say back over crook's probably harder.
Okay. So it's easy to learn first the over crook.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally, you already give us an advice, but which message do you want to leave to all the skater who wants to be a pro?
Just stay hungry, stay humble, keep striving, never say never. Believe in yourself, and always remember the impossible is possible.
Okay, we are going to take note. Okay, Dashawn, that was it for today. And thank you for the words. You are such an inspiration for all the skateboarding community. And thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
We are waiting to see more of you in the contest and in the video parts. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Much love.
Much love, good vibes, and keep it fresh.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.